Assalamu alaikum, my dear students. I hope all of you are fine and doing well. So the topic we're going to discuss it is the natural fertilizers. So here we have the two words. The first one is the natural and the second one is the fertilizers. So basically the fertilizers are the substances that are when added to the soil. What is their work? They are used to improve the plant's growth as well as to improve the yield of the different products of the plants. So these substances are known as the fertilizers. And the fertilizers are basically of two types. The number one is the natural fertilizers and the second one are known as the artificial fertilizers or the different chemicals. Now here we have the natural fertilizers. They are also known as the organic fertilizers. This is the second name that we can use for the natural fertilizers, and it is easily referred as the natural or the organic substances that are basically derived from the earth, and they can provide the different types of the nutrients, and these nutrients just help to promote the plant's growth. So the natural fertilizers are used to improve or promote the plant's growth because they are going to provide the nutrients and they are derived from the earth. So the natural fertilizers basically contain all the materials that just come from the livestock. On the other hand, it come from the human waste. It come from the foliage plants. All these material when added up into the soil, it becomes its parts. In turn, it is going to provide the different types of the nutrients, and these are known as the natural fertilizers. So when they are added up into the soil, they are providing the enough nutrients to the plants for their proper growth and for their proper development. So the natural fertilizers are basically derived from where? So this is the answer of this question. We have the organic fertilizers. All the organic matter that is added up into the soil, it providing the soil to its nutrients, but the use of the microorganisms. Now, the organic fertilizers are basically the plant's nutrients. What type of nutrients they have? It may contain the nitrogen, it may contain the phosphorus, carbon, different types of bacteria, magnesium, and the calcium. All can be present in the natural fertilizers, and these fertilizers are basically known as the organic fertilizers. Now, the importance of the organic fertilizers over the other. Basically, the organic substances are the humus of the animals, or it may be from the humans when they are added up into the soil. Now, what does happen? The crops that residue are decomposed into the different types of the minerals, and here the process of mineralization takes place, in which there is a production of the calcium, magnesium, and the sulfur. On the other hand, the second type of the fertilizers is the mineral fertilizers that when are going to be added up into the soil. Now, they are providing nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium to the plants. In turn, they started to grow up in the presence of sunlight and in the presence of the water, and after that they are ready for the harvest. So organic substances are basically the main source of the organic fertilizers that are added up into the earth. So basically they are derived from the earth and can be used by the plants for the proper development and for their proper growth. So, as these are the natural, so that's why they are known as the organic fertilizers. Here we have the use of the natural fertilizers, that what are its main uses. It can be used to structure the soil or improves the soil structure. It can be helpful in the hydraulic conductivity or to conduct the water. It increases the field capacity. It may reduce the erosion of the soil. It is basically preparing the non-toxic food. It is having on farm production, or the organic material is basically prepared. It is having low capital investment, so the investment is very low, and it is having employment, and it increases the fertility of the soil. This is the main source that it increases the fertility of the soil. On the other hand, it is safe for the environment. It is not harmful for the environment as well because not any toxic gas it is going to be released in this process. Now here we have the use of the chemical fertilizers and nan biofertilizers. So fertilizers are basically of two types. The number one is known as organic fertilizers or the nano biofertilizers, and the second one is chemical fertilizers that are added up by the plants and animals and that are prepared artificially. Now, what is the impact of these two on the soil? When we have the organic fertilizers or the natural fertilizer, they are added up into the soil. They have their slow releasement. They have better soil health. Then they increase the nutrients use efficiency. They increase the yield stability, or they are going to increase the yield and growth. They improve the crop characterization by increasing its development, and they also helpful in reduction of the environment pollution. It's mean it is almost called as the pollution free process because there is no artificial sprays on the plants or crops. On the other hand, when we are going to use the chemical fertilizers, they are having high resistance in the environment. They are causing the reduction of the soil fertility. They are going to reduce the soil's microorganisms that are important microorganisms for the soil and for the growth of the plants. On the other hand, they are going to increase the pollution of the groundwater. So the groundwater that the organisms use for the drinking purpose, in this way it get polluted when we use the artificial fertilizers or when we use the chemical fertilizers. So this is a drawback of the chemical fertilizers over the organic fertilizer. In this way, the organic fertilizers are safe to use because they are natural and they are organic. So this is all about today's lecture. I hope you guys understand, and if you have any queries, you may ask me about that. The next topic that we will discuss it is the petroleum industry. For that time, you guys keep learning and have a good day.